What's good, YouTube? Welcome back for episode 14 of Automating an Empire. In this episode, to get prepared for this episode, I've started digging out a very long tunnel. I'm going to continue to let it dig while we're shooting the episode. And in this episode, we're going to go ahead and try to automate a way to build the tunnel here with the blocks that we want to build for it. I basically got the drills set to automatically inch forward with a timer block. So what I've done so far with this is I've set this timer block up for every 10 seconds to inch forward our base drills one and then restart the timer block. So basically every 10 seconds it moves forward. We're gonna let it go forward as far as it can. I think it's like almost 2 kilometers that it'll go. But we're going to be building through this area. We're going to use this tunnel right here to connect all the different bases and stuff like that. So the first thing I want to do here is I need to actually make a blueprint that we can use to auto build the hallway. Okay, in order to get the blueprint working correctly, I have to actually build a battery here. But yeah, I need 30 on the bottom, so let me go ahead and drop off all my stuff and grab what I need to build here. And it also needs to be 17 tall. And the next thing I have to do is color this correctly. So I need to run yellow then red about halfway through, do the same thing again. Okay, so now we've got the basic structure figured out here for the tunnel. Now the thing with the tunnel is I only need it 1 thick. If we set up a crawler system for the building, I only need it about 1 thick and it should go just fine. So we'll go ahead and get that set up. All I need to do here now is blueprint this, and we'll name this one Tunnel Grid. Now all we need to do is set up a projector setup that is on a crawler inside of here. Now one thing I have done is I've gotten a connection to here, so we should be good with that. So I'm going to go ahead and start from here real quick. Okay, so I've built 2 connectors like this. This is going to be the basis of our worm system. So I've built 2 connectors like this. All I have to do now is actually lock these. And now I can remove everything that I've just put in there. There we go. And now I can do something pretty interesting here. Let me grab a conveyor. And I'm going to use a 1x5 piston here so we can build actually a little bit less than normal. Looks like I'm going to need to add a piston head here. Then I can add another one of these. And a connector. Okay, it's not going to let me place this connector here, so I'm going to have to extend just a little bit. Alright, now I can place the piston head. I should be able to retract and it will connect. Alright, now we can lock these 2. So basically what I've done here is I've created a system that if I put the floor in correctly, which I'm going to have to actually edit my blueprint slightly. If I put the floor in correctly here, we should be able to extend this piston all the way out like so. Let me undock here, or unlock here. And I can extend this piston all the way out. As soon as I cut this off, it's still connected, or still locked magnetically. Some reason it's not actually unlocking here. Okay, so I realized that for some reason the longer piston wasn't working, so I have to go with the regular size piston. but that's fine here. So basically all we need to do is a pattern of, looks like 2 side-by-side connectors, and then 2 blocks in between, then 2 side-by-side connectors. Let me get this built real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I need to extend this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put a control seat on here for the temporary, just to show you what it's all about. We're going to set a timer block up to do all of this for us, which won't be that difficult, I don't believe. Alright, so the way this is going to work is if we extend this piston all the way here, it should reach this last one. Yeah, it'll reach this last one exactly. And then all we have to do is lock this piston, or this connector here, and we're still connected to the base. Now, if we unlock this connector, we can now reverse our piston here, and it'll pull us up to this one right here, where we can then lock. And just basically repeat that process as much as possible if we have that same pattern going. So what that's going to do is allow us to inch forward and build as we go. All I have to do is put some build and repair here. That way we're constantly connected to the base, and we've got our build and repairs on on dock with us, so we know exactly, or we'll always be able to cover all of it. And also we're going to need a projector that goes along with this, so we can actually project what we need to project. So we're going to face it forward, and we're going to put it right here so it's out of the way of everything, and it will not connect or accidentally hit anything. Actually, no, we're going to put it there. Let me grab some energy up. Okay, so by having our projector here and putting the correct orientation would be nice. Yeah, having our projector here, we're able to project as we go our blueprint. So we've got a self-building crawler here once we get the blueprint correct. This will basically connect every time, or constantly be connected to the base and still be able to project as it goes. All we've got to do is set up our projection on this once we've built our setup. So I need to count what I need for the first round. That way we know what we need to project. And one other thing I can do here is I can add a grinder to the back here to get rid of all of these connectors that we don't need as we go. There we go. That should automatically grind off all the connectors as we go through. So let's go ahead and set this back up to reverse, or go back to the other setup. There we go. Now all I need to do is go set this up on our blueprint that we have back there and get it set up correctly. So 1, 2. So I'm going to build out the same pattern that we had there on our blueprint here. Okay, now that I got the hallway section built, I can go ahead and blueprint it. I also blueprinted this one right here, which is just 7 yellow blocks. There's a reason for that. What we're going to do is basically we're going to grind down this whole section here so we can keep the floor all steel. So all I need to do here is save this blueprint and we can get started on the other. Alright, now that that's done, I believe in order to get rid of all of this, all I have to do is grind down the battery, or get rid of the battery, either one. And it should now be an unpowered grid. So I believe this guy should take it all apart. If not, I'll just paint it the right color. Okay, so he's not taking it apart. Let me go ahead and get my color. And I can paint this whole thing by Control-Shift middle click. And there he goes. He's taking it all apart for us. Now I'm going to head back in here and get these blueprints set up. I'm going to need one more grinder and one more welder. Or not welder, but one more grinder and one more projector on this. Which means I'm going to need to connect this. And I will have to pull this forward to put the last grinder on. So I'll do that shortly. Just want to make sure everything's right here. I'm not 100% certain that we've gone high enough on these in order to reach everything, but we may have to do some work with that. And I need to put another projector on the back here. I want to face this one out towards the back. There we go, just like that. Now I need to set this projector up in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and take the projector here. Let's see, which one would this be? Let's rename this. We're going to name this projector front and name the one in the back projector back. There we go. Now I can use projector front here. Make sure it's, yeah, everything's good on that. And set it up like we always do with the increase and decrease. I don't think I'm going to need pitch and yaw controls for this, so we're going to find out real quick. But before we do anything, I need to grab our build and repair everything. And tell it not to... Yeah, I need to tell it not to build new right now. That way the projector doesn't get messed up. And on projector front, we're going to go ahead and grab the hallway section here that we made. So we can go ahead and get everything set up for it. Okay, it looks like we got all of that set up right. Okay, I'm saving the build and repair systems that we have attached to this to bar hallway crawler group. The reason I'm doing this, and instead of doing just the groups that we've already had, I'm going to actually be adding it to the assembler group, or the build and repair group 1 though, as well. The reason I'm doing it this way is that way I can cut them on and off if I decide to with a timer block, which I believe we are going to want to do anyway. We can control them through timer blocks this way. Okay, so now they're all saved on build and repair group 1 and the bar group for the hallway crawler. So now we're going to set up our bar to do exactly what we need it to do. So the first thing we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to grab the group here for the hallway crawler here, and we're going to want to cut it to allow build on, and we will test this. Might help if I actually cut the group on. Okay, so I actually got this figured out, I think. Basically I needed merge blocks to get this to work, which is kind of weird, so I just added a merge block to the side. For some reason it won't, if you're connected via connector, it considers it a subgrid, so it won't actually allow you to do projections. So you do need a merge block if you're going to be doing the projector at all, which is going to create a little bit of clang, especially considering the fact that we don't have any kind of safety detached with the connectors or anything like that. But we'll have to deal with that for the time being. So now all that's really left to get this set up is to time it out and set up our timer blocks and stuff like that. I'm just giving it a quick test to make sure that it's going to build like it's supposed to. And then we'll time the next round. Now I queued up roughly 1 million, it was either 1 or 10 million, I can't remember, steel plates, and they've been building for quite a while now while I've been running everything. So let's see how many we still need. We've got about 500,000, I believe. Let me make sure that is 1 million. Okay, so that's 10 million plates that we queued up. So we've got about close to 5 million plates already, so we should be good to go for a little while, because that's mainly what we're using for this, is steel plates. And I could stand to build more build and repair over here too, I think. We could go a lot faster than this. So let me do build and repair. Now I just need to add these to the group that we currently have. So let me go find it real quick. And also add it to the build and repair group 1 here as well. Okay, so that seems to be set there. Now we just need to time some stuff out here. Now I'm gonna set the piston here for a specific speed, that way it'll be easy to time out. So let's go on and find the piston. Okay, that would be piston walker. And we need this speed to be 1 meter per second, so that'll take 10 seconds to go. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yes. So it'll take 10 seconds for a full extension or reduction. So we know that already. So we can set our timer up for that. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to unlock the back, bring the front, or bring the reverse. Let me test just to make sure. Okay, so that brings everything forward. Wait 10 seconds. And then lock. Okay, so the first timer block that we want to use here. Let's go ahead and set up a timer block. We're going to use block 10 to start with. 10-second delay. Setup actions. Alright, so the first thing we want to do here is we want to disconnect the connector in the back. Then we want to extend the piston. Reverse piston. Then we're going to trigger block 2 or timer 2. So that's going to be timer 11, I believe. And for timer block 10, we can set a delay of 0 seconds. Well, 1 second. Now timer block 11. After, we're going to give it 11 seconds here. We'll reconnect the one in the back. And let me set to where I can cut the build and repair off. Okay, I've got that off. Alright, now that's off, and now I can move it forward. Okay, so for this back projector, I'm going to actually set it up a little bit differently here. Let me go cut off the building, because I don't want to mess anything up here. I've got the wrong thing on it. And I'm going to set this back projector up slightly different. This back projector is basically going to be the one that fills these in. So that means I'm going to need to run double grinders for both of these. So I need a grinder here and a grinder here. And a conveyor there. There we go. That should grind out everything that we've built on top, except for leaving the thing on the bottom there, and allow us to lay new directly behind. So that'll get rid of everything up top here and help us, or allow us to replace it with nothing but blocks. So I need to go make a new blueprint real quick for the blocks, because we're doing 2 wide instead of 1 like I had set before. Okay, we called that one 7 by 2. Now I can run in here and set that up on this projector here, now that I've got everything cut off that I need to. And I will set up the bar on the, well, that I can't really do that. I'm gonna have to set this one up by hand because I don't have a easy way to see it. So that was back projector. Let's get where we can see something. Okay, I have that one set up now. Ooh, I don't have that one set up. I'm going to need that to be on the same grid, so I'm going to have to actually add it here. Okay, so this is set up now. We should be able to handle this pretty well. Alright, so it'll grind as it goes and build as it goes. So this should be pretty well set up here. Oh, I messed up. I almost forgot to do something here. I need to make sure that on projector 1 and 2, both projectors, so back and front, we need to keep projection. So I need to reload the blueprint on the first projector. There we go. Keep projection is on for both. That way when it completes them, it will finish them. So I'm gonna go ahead and move forward one step. Just test this. So the first thing is unlock the front connector and unlock the front or the merge block. Reverse. It's gonna be a little bit of clangy. And lock both. Ooh, so we do have a small problem here, don't we? Okay, so we're gonna pull up the back end and see how this works. It did not like those grinders. Okay, so those grinders are not a good idea. Okay, so it's not freaking out if we slow it down, so that's a good thing. I've noticed my merge blocks are a little off, so I've got to change that a little bit, but I'll check into that as soon as I can. Seems like a 0.1 speed is slow enough. I can speed that up later if I decide to. Alright, I seem to have the blueprint right, so now all we need to do is do the timing on this. At 0.1 meters per second, it's going to take 100 seconds for our piston to extend and retract. So we need to set that for the timer block here. Alright, so set up actions. First thing we need to do is switch lock on the back connector. Go to reverse and start. Let's see. We're going to start from this position here. So they're both connected. I need to disconnect the front first after cutting off. Okay, so first thing I need to do is I need to cut off the hallway crawler. Then I need to disconnect the front half. Then hit timer block 11. We will set timer block 11 here for, we're going to go for 101 seconds. And it needs to reconnect the front. Connect the front. And disconnect the back. Well, actually we need about a second in between, so we're going to go for timer block 13 here. Okay, so now we disconnect the back. And reverse the piston. And hit the next timer block. Then we need to relock and turn on the bar group, and that's what I need to time out there, is how long that takes. So I'm going to take timer block 10 and put it on a bar here so I can start it. Okay, so I just realized I need to add into timer block 10 here. I need to add reverse function for the piston. Okay, so let me lock everything here and give it a test run. Okay, so we're moving forward. Okay, so clang happened. Let me reload here. I really wish they'd fix that clang issue. Alright, so yeah, I just had an idea to put a wheel here. and adjust the suspension and cut off all the friction on it. That way it will basically just be a guide, and it'll keep the system from falling down any. If I put one on each side, it should work out better, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Ooh, that came on perfectly. I think that actually is what we want to do. Okay, so it's time to give it a good test. We've disconnected and started walking it forward. Oops, I made a boo-boo. Let me stop the timer here. Alright, and so the last thing to do before we give it a good test is I just figured out it takes 1 minute and 50 seconds for it to finish building while it's got the steel plates. So I need to add that to my last timer block. Okay, time to test it out and see if this works. Let me make certain everything is as it should be. Everything's connected. We are good to go. Make sure that's still turned on. Everything's locked and loaded. Alright, good. So here we go, first test. So we've unlocked and started moving forward. Haven't started moving forward. Okay, everything should be good. We are moving forward, completely unlocked. Rolling ahead. We shouldn't drop at all. So we've got a clang-free forward motion, which to me is amazing. These wheels made all the difference, I think. We're now coming into position, see if it locks. Hopefully it locks here. It should lock both the connector and the merge block. Looks like we got the the connector, but not the merge block. Why is that? It cut that one off. Or no, it cut it on. Actually, I think we need to cut that merge block on earlier. I think I know how I can fix that. Give me just a second. I've just got to wait for the piston to finish retracting. If I change the maximum distance to 9.9, that should fix everything. The issue that we had with it not connecting. I have to wait for it to lock first before I can reverse and test it. Okay, I believe we're ready to go. I'm gonna go for a quick save here just in case anything weird happens. I've adjusted the suspension in the front and the timing for the blocks here. I've actually got this block cutting back on 10 seconds after, so it lines up right. And then running into the next. So let's go ahead and try this. Okay, I'll hop out now. So we've cut off the build and repair, started moving forward, cut everything off, and this should be cutting on next. There we go. Once we're out of range of that one, it'll move forward to this block here and then lock down automatically. And we should have just the perfect clearance for this merge block here. Alright, so the merge block's about to touch, and perfect. I don't think we could get any better clearance than that right there. So this should lock in as soon as it's in range, and then the connectors will lock. And here we go. Locked in. Connectors should lock next. There we go, and this connector disconnects and comes forward. Everything gets ground up behind it. This one should lock in. Nope. This one didn't lock. Let me figure out why. Yeah, something's wrong there. Let me reload and figure out where. So it was the lock in on this that messed up. So I'm gonna have to reload. Good thing I saved it right before I tested it. Alright, it just made it through an entire round and it has started back over. The timing's pretty good on it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's pretty tight. It's not completely 100%, but that leaves room for error, so I'm fine with that. I think I'm going to leave the video here as soon as I get rid of this stuff that we don't need. I ended up not needing this extra wheel over here, so I'm going to go on and get rid of this. But I'm going to leave you with the time lapse of building a couple sections of the base here. And I guess I can just cut this one off here because I don't have those set for a welding color. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and drop a time lapse on my way out. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you haven't already, please drop a like to let me know that you did. In the next video, we'll be tunneling up to create a secondary large hangar. If you're new here and you haven't already, please think about subscribing and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, click one of the 2 videos on your screen now. Thank you. Have a nice day.